And we are live in 3, 2, 1.
It's been a couple weeks since I posted, and you know when I'm off schedule, there's a bunch of stuff going on. So here's a quick update. This past Monday, when I was supposed to release my vlog, I shot a commercial for the security system Ring with NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq Diesel is the man, and everything you see on TV, he actually is in real life. Something else I did a couple weeks ago for World MS Day was go on Fit Club Live with Shaka and TK Trinidad, and we talked about MS on their show. Shaka and TK are dope, so subscribe to their channel, and the interview went a little something like,
it is Happy World MS Day, or do we say Happy World MS Day?
Please, MS is not a happy thing.
Yeah, so
but it's just it's happening today.
It's happening today. We're spreading awareness, and we've got great actor and MS advocate Damien Washington joining us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Please, thank you for having me here, sir.
Absolutely, man. Just really excited to get all the information and just hear about your career and what you're up to. Again, guys, my name is Shaka Smith, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host.
You don't know my name? Just joking. My name is TK Trinidad. You follow me on everything at TK Trinidad. I was like, damn, whoever this chick is, just say your name.
I wanted to give you your opportunity to put yourself out there. And Mr. Damien Washington, where can they find you?
DamienWashington.com for sure.
Online? Instagram, Twitter, where?
Yeah, no, excuse me, pardon, I wasn't even prepared. My website, DamienWashington.com. Damien with 2 A's, of course. Twitter, DDubs57. DEEDUBS 57. And I think that's pretty much about it.
No, IG?
Nice.
IG, oh yeah, IG is still Damien Washington with 2 A's. You're gonna find me there.
Keeps it simple. Keeps it simple.
Yeah. It's supposed to be simple to find me as a public figure.
There you go.
Absolutely.
You don't have to try too hard, sir.
And speaking of public figure, I think a lot of people have probably seen you. Maybe they don't know your name, but they've seen you in commercial after commercial after commercial. So we have your commercial reel. We gotta just get it up there so people can see, be reminded.
What?
So this
is me.
There he goes.
I was selling that hard liquor, son.
That was one of my favorites back in the day. That Mike's Hard Lemonade?
Mike's Hard Lemonade. Yeah. That's me. Adult beverages, sir.
Drink on the bright side.
Me, I like to feel the power between the nipples. Know that I'm putting proper effort for my baby.
All right.
Nah, baby, my nipples are sensitive. Well, hey, there's still plenty other things we can do.
Wow.
We can all give them a round of applause. You can do it all. Thank you, guys. Thank you. We do it together.
I love this new place.
Yeah, it's nice. We're happy. Yeah.
Oh.
What?
This is
that's great.
house, but
And I love her. That was the Banks.
With more
Yep,
homes for
yes,
sale,
sir.
updating in real time. You
That's
found
still on
it
TV?
before he could.
Sorry.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to Carlos.
Also, Yama is the heaviest Japanese human being in recorded history.
You're not gonna wrestle this guy.
Oh, well, not him. This the other guy.
Oh.
The other massive man. Just trying not to fart in the ring.
Wow.
Yeah, that man is like 300 and did that with ease.
I successfully didn't fart in my pants, but I totally shit in my pants. I gotta go. Got a rollerblading meeting with Ashton Kutcher, Elizabeth Warren, and one of those dudes that drives the bang bus. Later!
Was he wearing rollerblades when he came in?
Yeah, so that's what I do, sir.
Wow, that is brilliant. Very nice, very nice. So you're having this brilliant career. You're out in LA, and then you get this diagnosis of MS. And speaking of World MS Day, I think a lot of people don't know exactly what it is. It's an autoimmune disease that affects the central nervous system, but exactly tell us a little bit more.
So, multiple sclerosis is when the immune system decides to start attacking your body. So right now my body is eating my brain and my spine. As we speak, it's what it's doing. So those sclerosis is when the immune system attacks it is when the immune system attacks the body, that's the sclerosis, the scars that it leaves on the brain and the spinal cord. And because there's a lot of them, multiple sclerosis. I say that they ran out of names at the disease naming factory that day, and we have multiple sclerosis.
It's gonna describe it.
Yeah. For some odd reason, your immune system thinks that your brain and your spine are foreign and tries to get it out. And it's not good.
Jeez, and you've maintained just, I guess, a comedic and happy outlook throughout this entire process.
Man, holding that dog and trying to walk in a straight line, that was the biggest feat ever. That's why it's like, yeah, no, pay me. Because that I made that look simple, like it's supposed to, like a regular person. And in a lot of ways, it's like, no, I'm not a regular person anymore. I have this thing. But I turned that into
a positive.
I have this thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
Well, doesn't it also connect to, like, as far as the way your outlook on life? Wouldn't it kind of connect to the longevity of it versus somebody who doesn't have a good outlook?
When you hit a health wall at such an early age, it sort of resets what your goals are, what you want to be doing with your life, because you're not going to age like you think you're going to age or like you thought you were going to. So it really gives you perspective on what you want to do with your life. And so I guess that sort of answered that question, right?
Yeah, and I know we had talked a little bit about how you kind of change your diet as a result of this. And I guess I know food can actually play a part with our mood and like making sure that we're not depressed and kind of elevating our mood. And kind of our first story talked about better eating prevent or treat a lot of health issues. And I think we talked last week about the study they're doing out of UC San Francisco where they started treating people with type 2 diabetes and HIV with food and nutrition guidance. And they found that it actually helped with their treatment and lowered the amount of money they were having to spend per the patient. With your relationship with food, how did it change with your diagnosis, and have you seen improvements?
Absolutely. There comes a point where you understand that there's nothing outside of your body except for air, water, and things that come out of the ground that are going to contribute to your wellness. Yeah. No pill, no sort of what anyone can give to you to make you feel better. And a lot of the stuff that we eat is not food. Yeah. And so once you live on that, the body is in disease because it needs vitamins and it needs nutrients that it's just not getting because there's no nutrients in donuts. Yeah. There's no nutrients in hot wings like there's in the chicken, but then you fried it and then you put a whole bunch of sauce on it.
That's the only thing I miss.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's the only vegetarian.
The diet is the only thing. It's the crucial thing. So you just give your body what it needs, the food, the water, the sleep, so that it can put itself back into repair and be as smooth and the best body as it can be. So that's really where the diet focus comes from. And of all the medicines that I've taken, I've on 3-4 different meds and switched them. And the best thing that makes me feel like a person day to day and be able to hit marks and say lines with famous people is the food.
Yeah, because with MS, I mean, they're not exactly sure why it occurs, and they know it can be some environmental factors, but they're not sure, right? Yeah.
Could you imagine, like, we have something where the person that supposed to know everything kind of looks at you like,
I have no idea.
I don't know what's wrong with you. But
that's a crazy part of our medicine, though, because we think we're so advanced, but we still have these diseases that are like wide range enough that we know about them, but we have no idea why they're occurring. And it could be very well environmental factors that do improve or make it worse.
It has to be the environmental and the food, because a lot of things, too, some stuff are not FDA approved, but you can still buy them on the shelves. Yeah. And, just how we cook food, where we get the food. Like, gone are the days where, like, your parents have a garden in the back because people don't own homes. Yeah. So it's like all those little things that make a huge difference, and they're not staying on top of that. Like, to grow the chicken to double the size, they haven't done enough of the study to find out.
Basically, and the soil doesn't have the same nutrients because not only do they not rotate the crops, they have to grow these crops year round to feed the people and feed the populace. So like there's a lot of things that we eat that aren't really food or don't have the nutritional value, the value that the cells in our body, the 7 trillion cells in our body need to just be normal.
So what did you change specifically with your diet? And how quickly did you change it? Like, how tough was that transition?
Oh, yeah. Like, when I was on bed rest for 14 weeks, because my spinal tap didn't heal properly, that gives you time to sort of really think about things and reconfigure your life from the ground up. Yeah. Because you've done nothing but use the bathroom and sleep for 14 days straight. Yeah. So... there's the Walls Protocol is a book that I found because a doctor, when medical doctors sort of learn that things on their own by being so sick that they just read every book
Yeah.
because they figure, look, I'm a doctor, bro. There's no way that I can't doctor this situation. And they read everything and they come out saying the same thing. Stop eating this, eat this, go to sleep.
Yeah.
You'll be all right. So that's where, no sugar, no gluten, no dairy, instantly.
So instantly. So during that 14 days, you made that decision.
Oh, yeah. Like during that 14 days, I was looking around to what to find. And once I found it, I just read it all. And then once I was reading it, that's me going through the pages. I read it and I was like, oh, this is simple. This makes sense. Like scientifically, this makes sense. Like we are smart enough to know how and why.
Right.
We just have to make the choices how and why. And sometimes it's not the easiest thing to do.
Well, it's so basic. Like, think about it. Like, all that stuff you said at one point was a luxury.
Yeah.
Like, candy was a luxury. Not you go to the dollar store and you get, like, $10 worth of candy and you finish it in an hour.
Correct.
So, like, now you have the addictive stuff. Like, I'm even experiencing, like, I just went off of sugar again. And it's just like, you realize, I know, it's... you realize, how much your mental's like, oh my God, and we get free candy at work. It's like, oh my God, like why I want to get some, but there's no reason to do that.
Correct.
But if we all stopped having that and treat it as more of, oh yeah, we have it on Thanksgiving, how we would change is crazy. It's so simple, but
it's like having these tiny little crack vials everywhere. Like if crack was legal, then, I don't think everybody will be smoking crack. Some people would still smoke crack, believe that. But people will be like, no, I don't need that. Keep it moving.
Yeah.
But the candy tastes good. It just doesn't kill you right now. It just doesn't mess you up right now at this moment, like crack does. So that's the main major difference. But this stuff, it's simple to eat. It's cheap, just like crack.
and you can get it everywhere.
Everywhere, just like crack.
But have you found that your symptoms and I guess the way you were feeling with the MS and I have so many questions about this, but how did you even... Did it get better, those symptoms that you were experiencing through the diet? How long did it take? And how long did it take for you to find diagnosis? Because I know MS is one of those diseases that's very tough because there's so many symptoms that don't quite, they can't put together.
We can look back and be like, maybe years ago this started happening, even before you moved to LA type of stuff. But in the past year or so, it's just I'm a high energy guy. Yeah.
Really?
So I would so I would do music videos and I'd be wiped. I just would have no energy, on the floor, yo, something's wrong. And one day I took a walk around the block with my wife and I went to take my shoes off and I fell. And I fell like I was trying to sit in his chair and I was on the floor. And she was like, nah, something's really wrong with you. We're going to the urgent care. So, they're like, you're fine, but you're not fine, just like 3 different doctors said.
Yeah.
And then you get an MRI. And I got an MRI. There's like, this guy's fine. He's fine this, fine that. Oh, he totally has multiple sclerosis. Wow. So go get a neurologist and figure that out. Yeah. And the switch once I switched from regular food to just no sugar, no gluten, no dairy. Yeah. Energy increases, sort of the fog that you have from everyday life, gone. Yeah. And so that was one thing where I was like, okay. And then I sort of cut out oils well after that. And then the energy came back in a different way. So I was like, man, do I really have to do this and just order special meals on flights and just know when I'm out and about and traveling that I won't be able to access the stuff that I need and just let me just eat the stuff so I'm not hungry. Yeah. But when I'm back at home, don't mess with any of this stuff. Yeah. No, that's my life.
Wow. Hats off to you on that one,
Sir,
those are some major changes.
I don't think he has a choice.
No, but he does.
I was about to say,
I think he does. He does have a choice. People make that choice, the opposite choice every day.
It's pretty. Personally, when I don't eat in this way, I can't walk straight. Yeah. My legs don't really work so well. My vision shakes. I just feel sort of low energy, so it doesn't really do the same thing. Yeah. But food doesn't do the same thing like it would on another day. But all the stuff that's not good for me is so easy. It's readily available.
Yeah.
It's real clothes. It's cheap. So that can be a big hurdle to get over.
Right.
Be like, yo, I really don't want to not be able to walk straight, but this cheeseburger and fries, that tastes good right now.
And I think you see people with chronic conditions that they know would be helped by. I mean, just obesity is a chronic condition.
Yep.
But they still make the choice to have the sort of bad foods they know will eventually kill them.
Right. But I think with the obesity, it's just kind of one of those things where they're so used to being in that state where it feels like you are a high energy person and you're so used to being higher energy where
You
it's
want
like
to get back
you
to
make the
that.
choice of, do I be essentially, not doing anything, which it seems like it'll drive you crazy, or do I do something?
Yeah.
Well, I'm an active person for my job. I don't work a desk job.
Yeah.
I work a job where it's like, here, stand there, hold that dog. Say these words. Now, you know what? Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. So
you
I
have
have to. Otherwise, I'll have to get another job. And I don't really want another job.
Well, speaking of our own Maria Menounos, she actually hit a milestone with overcoming her own battles, and I believe TK has a word from Maria.
It looks like I do. Want to have fun, learn, and grow in all areas of your life? She should have you on her show.
Yeah.
For those who do, we got the podcast for you. Conversations with Maria Menounos.
Hey, crew.
Podcast edition is hosted by our AfterBuzz TV founder and drops every Friday on iTunes. Conversations with Maria Menounos features celebrities and influencer interviews, along with secrets and tips on how to be better in all aspects of your life. Yeah, we should definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like
For health and wellness, there you go, to career, relationships, finances, and more. You're married. Let our Maria be the big sister you've always wanted. Just go to iTunes and subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos for free. Be sure to rate and comment, and when you do, let Maria know that we
Yes, Fit Club.
sent you. Conversations with Maria Menounos podcast edition. Check it out.
Yeah.
I want to subscribe to that podcast right now.
It's awesome. It's like it's like a master class of just different people that are experts and awesome people to hear from. So definitely want to tune into Conversations with Maria.
Yeah, I removed the app from my telephone. And I downloaded it for this. And they were like, oh, okay, this is cool. And now there's this other one. So I'm
jump
like,
back in.
I want to do that.
Podcasts are the new thing,
Okay.
So,
Oh yeah, it's like another version of it's just essentially they're so good now. It's just like TV.
yeah, it's like
Another
another
thing.
valid stream of entertainment media.
I mean, I watch Breakfast Club almost every day. And Maria Menounos.
Who knew the thing that Mark Maron, that comedian, was doing just so he didn't kill himself one day? And like literally, he was like, oh, fine, I'll start a podcast.
Boom.
And then boom. And that has kind of sort of been the model for this digital age.
And Obama.
Okay. Get with the times, old man.
Well, speaking about getting with the times, we just got a study.
That dude segue.
well,
He
you know,
segued like a pro.
He's a pro.
you know,
He's just like, yo, I'm Shaka. I know how to segue.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, now they're doing football with seniors, football nutritional guidance with seniors 55 to 70. So, you can learn some new tricks. Which was so counterintuitive, though, because you think to yourself, I'm not going to have seniors play football of any sort. I didn't want the word associated with them to keep them healthy. But these are football drills. They're not going out there tackling each other.
I would like to see them tackle though.
Oh, can you imagine? We saw that Betty White promo years
Yeah,
ago.
like them going after each other. So it's even.
But they did found for seniors 55 to 70 that were especially pre-diabetic, football with the dietary guidance improved their health. One of the interesting things about the health was the increase in food, in healthy food. That's important for overall longevity.
Oh, yeah.
But just decreasing the junk food but not increasing the healthy food is not great. And increasing the junk food while increasing the healthy food doesn't help you either. So it needs to be a reduction of the junk food in conjunction with an increase of the healthy food.
Like, stop eating junk.
Yeah.
Eat food with nutrients that the mitochondria in your 7 trillion cells in your body can use for energy so that they can just be healthy. It's really, really basic.
Yeah.
And you supplying the batteries of your cells the stuff that they need to go. That's it.
And how long did it take you even just to to get this sort of expertise? Because you had to become an overnight expert essentially.
Yes.
But there's so much information, material out there. How long did it take you to kind of navigate through the waters?
About a year or so, and I'm still trying to figure out the whole don't eat oil thing and come up with concise bullet points for that particular thing.
Yeah.
But once I get that under my hat, bro, I'll just be running out here like you, bro. Like I'm the dude.
Thirst trapping on the ground. Once the wife approves, though, you can't just be thirst trapping. You can't just be putting it out there.
Come on, son.
But getting those concise bullet points, but that's for you though, because how have you done with taking information and applying it directly to your life? Because some information is good, but not necessarily good for you.
Trial and error, my man. It's just sort of, you're just like, look, I heard that this thing, and you eat it, and wow, whatever. And you do it for about a week, and you're like, all right, well, that's fine. And what is the difference in me that I feel? Is there a difference? Is it positive? Is it negative? Or is there none? All of the things that I would try either markedly gave me market improvements, or just didn't really do anything. Or when you add the other stuff back in, you feel what specifically is wrong. This, if I drink milk, my knees feel differently. Oh, it's harder to walk. Oh, like once you sort of get what precisely the cons are, the pros are simple. It's a simple thing to just bring into your lifestyle.
So with the football, I think it was probably surprising to the seniors and surprising to us hearing about it. Was there anything that surprised you that worked?
Oh, that's a very good question. Oh, the oil.
Yeah.
Cooking without oil and how much better I feel.
So what do you cook with? Sorry.
You just steam it, bro.
Wait, so give me an example of food that you would normally cook with oil that you somehow did differently.
Any vegetable, you would just put oil on it, salt, and roast it, and put it in the.
That kind. I'm saying like something I would put in a skillet with some oil.
Yeah. Oh. So I don't know.
So if I was gonna,
So wait. So when you put it, so you're not putting any oil in it, whatever. You just put it in this,
just put a pot of water on it, and then put the colander on the thing, and then put the top on that sucker. And when it's after its boiling temperature, do that for like 3 minutes, because the cooking time is shorter as well. And the cleanup is simpler because you just dump some water and clean the pot and you're done.
So you never saute like veggies or tofu or stuff in the pan?
Saute them? Steam them. And that's it. And I'm allergic to soy, and MS is is an inflammatory disease. So I eschew inflammation like it's the devil. Yeah. Like, loose me, devil. Like, I do not mess with things that I know are inflammatory.
Right. So what are your top, what are your foods that you're eating? Your top 5?
So perplexed, what do you eat?
No dairy, no gluten, no oil, no soy.
If you can't saute the vegetables, what are you doing, goddammit?
I've heard of breatharian, so I'm like, are you a breatharian just living off the air?
No, bro. Collard greens, my jam. There's veggie burgers that are made with no oil, with rice and stuff. You've seen the rice? That's cool.
Ice.
Ice is great. But actually, Chinese medicine, like if anything's too cold, your body has to warm it up before it processes it, and that's more energy and whatever. But what I brought today's lunch as I went around the town today to audition, to see other casting directors and do this actor thing that I do. What's in there? There's rice. There's like a veggie burger with all the vegetables that I'm not allergic to. Collard greens, beets, and I think that's pretty much it.
Beets are really good too.
Yeah,
Okay. Beets fully colored all the way through vegetables have a list of nutrients and other sort of properties that your cells need to just be regular cells.
What is it? Homeopathic?
Homeopathic.
So whatever the name is for that person, before I moved here, she had me cutting up the beets, and I would have it every day. And I felt amazing.
Yeah.
So it's and the thing too with the seniors in the football, what you have to realize, that what you were talking about before the show started, is like they're getting older. Yeah. So they're gonna have to eat according to, like, we can't eat like when we were teenagers, have a pizza and then go out for a mile run. Right. So they have to, if they're gonna be doing these drills.
And the thing that was good for them with the football is when you get to a certain age, even like in your mid 30s, but particularly in your 50s, you start to really lose a lot of muscle.
Is seniors 50?
Well, they said 55 to 70.
Oh, I was thinking like 80.
So, but
Right?
That's my
you
imagination.
been late.
Yeah, 55 to
You
70.
might not make it to 67.
I think, what do you get? AARP?
73.
Like,
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was literally thinking like 80-year-old just doing doing the ladder drills.
But even
you-
55 doing ladder drills. But for them, it was super important because when you get older, even when you get on a good diet, because you're losing muscle, you're going to lose even more muscle. So the football was so good because they were maintaining or growing muscle while losing the weight.
Right.
So as we get older, even though we eat well, that's not enough because we don't want to waste the muscle either.
Right.
Right.
Well, I mean, you could just take a look at somebody who, more of the people who haven't had an athletic life, how they and they just go to the gym and they just do the treadmill, and it's like, okay, that's great. At least you're doing that. But like all the other things that's out there, and I know LA is a different thing compared to a lot of other places, but all the other things that are out there, like with the track or all this other stuff that you can do. That would be beneficial because it's different versus just reading a book on the elliptical machine. So I mean, it's.
Well, talking about some of the differences, we got Equinox, and I guess Equinox is big, LA, New York, all around. They're not doing sleep coaching. And sleep coaching, and they're actually, we all know you get better sleep, you're going to perform better athletically, but they found the metabolic threshold improved for a group of people that went through the sleep coaching by 29.8% versus 16.2%.
I see what you did there. That boy good. That man good.
He's the pro.
Just trying to get it in where it can get in. But I didn't know it was such a huge difference. That's like double the metabolic threshold.
Yes.
I'm really poor with sleep. I know, how have you managed sleep? And MS can disrupt the sleep.
Yes. So I have a thing where I wake up at 4 o'clock like clockwork because of this MS. Like I'm talking like I can get on a flight to Japan and we're sleeping, and at 4 o'clock in the morning I'll wake up even though I just went through 30
because of pain
times.
or you just like something
No,
with your
the
circadian rhythm?
body wakes up.
Wow.
I did not know why.
So it's like a full wake up or like a groggy wake up, like you can go back to sleep.
Nah. It's one of these, like, if you hear, it's like,
and then you have to go and do something?
You maybe got to go use the restroom. Or then you're just like, all right, we're cool. Close your eyes, and then hopefully you'll get back to
Wait,
sleep.
so is that a problem or is it kind of a good thing?
Every single day, no matter what time I go to bed, I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
So
that's
balance,
a problem,
no,
bro.
not a great
It's a
thing.
problem.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Because I was just thinking, like, maybe that's not the worst
I
thing.
know. It's just like, what? But I mean, if it's on the dot every day.
Every day,
with the sleep thing, shout out to Garmin. With the sleep
I see what you do right there.
It actually tracks. Well, my watch, Garmin, the Vivo Active 3. I'll take another one if you send it away. It actually tracks your sleep. So when I first got it, I was getting about 5 hours of sleep.
Yep.
But in that 5 hours, it showed me how much REM sleep I was getting versus like just light sleep.
Deep sleep, light sleep.
Do you use a sleep counter as well?
I got a Fitbit on, baby. Fitbit
gotcha.
Versa.
Fitbit.
If y'all want to send me some Fitbit Versas or any other accessories, holla at your boy.
Panel without a
I know.
watch?
I don't know why you. I don't know why you don't have one. It's actually really great in tracking me because you can kind of see. Because what I noticed now, because if you're a conscious person, obviously you work out and all this other stuff. If you're a conscious person, it's like all aspects of your life. So now all the little things, like as far as not watching TV or just kind of like slowly graduating to it. Now my REM sleep has gotten a little bit longer since I've been tracking it. So then now I'm able to do like sleep for 4 hours, but out of those 4 hours, 2 might be REM sleep. And 4 hours is not the greatest thing, but I can know, I can track like, okay, this is what's happening.
Yeah, I'm playing with the idea of mentally starting to track things, especially sleep in particular.
Yeah.
But in general, I've always not wanted to track stuff because it gets me into a space or a more negative space when I'm tracking stuff, like to try to be perfect and fit that number exactly.
That's negative?
And for me, it gets me too caught up in it.
He already doing a lot.
I guess I'm negative then.
So, no.
Because I'm like, I need to.
In his brain.
No, for me,
For you, it's great.
Because my perfectionist mind can't get out of not sticking to that number and feeling like I failed if I don't.
Gotcha.
And then, so it gets into the day.
It's hard being you, man.
Yeah, I know.
But the thing is, I've always known that, so I just don't bother tracking. So,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean,
But
I
sleep
don't
is one of
know.
those things I'm like thinking I should track because I have no way to even instinctively kind of know how much REM sleep I'm
maybe
getting.
maybe you don't want to get the watch because the watch has a lot of tracking stuff.
Yeah, I don't want all that.
So probably I think your phone has a tracking thing where you tell you let the phone know, or this phone is actually smart enough now. It knows when you go to bed because you're not as active. So if you notice your phone,
like Instagram knows. Instagram's like you active. Where you been?
I know, right? What type of phone you have? The iPhone or the
iPhone?
I don't know if they do it on iPhones, but the Samsung, for instance, they won't. They'll literally stop like all your notifications and stuff like that. They'll stop making the sound automatically. Yeah.
Oh, I need to get me some of that.
So like it knows it probably knows now what my patterns are.
Yeah.
But usually when you get it, the moment you're not inactive for a period of time, you don't get those notifications. Wow. And then usually, because I get up at like 4 or 5 in the morning, that's when the notifications start kind of popping up again.
Wow.
So
the difference that you feel with more than 6.5 hours of quality sleep is so significant that you will not be able to comprehend it until you do it for yourself a few times over, and then you're like, oh, yeah, this is what I'm missing out on if I don't get that 7 hours.
That's one area I need to really.
It doesn't have to be 7 or 8 hours of sleep. It's more of the quality of sleep that you get.
It should be 7.
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying. This is the sick man is being like, no, go to bed, girl.
Well, I'm just
like, go to bed.
I'm just saying it depends on the quality of sleep that you have. So if you have 5 hours of sleep,
some people can get their bodies to get maximum amount of, like, more REM in a short amount of time.
Right.
That's like your sleep training.
Yeah. So
Who are those people?
Oh yeah, I mean, like one guy didn't go to sleep. I want to say he slept for 15 minutes or 30 minutes every 4 hours. But after the first couple of weeks, he was able to get his body to go into immediate REM the minute he hit that 30 minutes, and then he wasn't tired anymore.
What kind of hacking stuff is this?
And it depends too on how you were, like how long you've been. Because for instance, I've normally 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours has been my norm since I was in like high school. Probably before that, because my mom used to wake us up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So that's my normal. So for me, it's more about the quality of sleep, and I found it's how my mind is active. So I literally start shutting off my mind, like the stuff that I'm doing. Like I don't do emails, I don't do all that stuff, and I literally try to like just not do anything and then go to sleep, which now my REM has gotten longer because of that.
And the thing is, we're all on an average, but what some people don't know is genetically, some people can actually get the same quality sleep in less time. I mean, it's more rare. Yeah. But some people can get 4 hours sleep and feel the exact same as someone who got 7 or 8.
Yeah.
But like, so you did a study. But that's more rare.
Yeah, it's just testing your body, knowing like what foods work for you. Like for instance, when I went vegetarian vegan, I felt 100 times better.
Whoa.
But I know people.
Why do you keep saying vegetarian vegan?
Because I do.
What you eating?
We already discussed this. Because I already sometimes do some non-vegan stuff. Like I don't really mess with the vegan cheese. I'm not about that life.
What is that
I
vegan
noticed
cheese?
You started slipping in the vegetarian before you're like vegan, and now I'm hearing.
Well, I mean, I don't want somebody coming up to me and like, I thought you was vegan, and they watch me eating like
I didn't know I was
beef.
in the middle of something right now. There's some vegan beef right here, right now, son.
Vegan beef.
So I'm saying people like my body feels better not eating like chicken and stuff like that, even though I miss chicken wings. But some people can go with the meat and they feel fine, and their body doesn't react to it. So it's like everybody's body is different, and I think that's what people have to do. Their initial first is to get healthy and to start working out, and then once they get in tune with their body, then kind of start testing what works for them and what doesn't work for them. Yeah.
Everything sleeps, bro. Like the shark sleep, the roach sleeps, the flea sleeps. So don't begrudge yourself good quality sleep. It will make you a better person because whatever needs to just shut down for a little bit, have some rest, and recuperate, and then become more of you again in the morning. There's cycles to this thing. It's light side of the planet, dark side of the planet. And you just try to keep it on the light side, or the most of your life is like, no, you're gonna have to turn that over, boo boo. We need that right now.
Might catch up to you later too.
Okay, and you start looking all old and stuff.
Well, I mean, black people don't do that.
And black don't crack, but that's something else. Black people don't go to sleep either because they're working like 2-3 jobs.
This is true.
So we gotta have to work it out. We gonna have to work it out. We are going to bed 9:30, my Nubian people.
Here's the sad. Here's the sad part. The saddest part in our last story is a lot of the things that we do to counteract some of these things we get from lack of sleep. We try to take these vitamins, and we think we take vitamin A, we take vitamin B, we take vitamin C, we're going to extend our life. But our last story of the day,
Go to sleep.
New study came out that basically said these vitamins don't do anything for to prevent premature death.
No.
Not stroke, not cardiovascular disease, or heart attacks. You know, they say that vitamin C may help with colds, and they may help with different illnesses while you're alive, but in terms of actually extending your life, no, they're not efficacious. And we're looking at vitamin D, calcium, vitamin C, A, B, B6. So basically all the ones you see in that multivitamin.
Which you can all get from food.
So what you can get from food. So be aware
More
that,
bio ready and bioavailable from food.
you're not extending your life.
No.
But are there any vitamins or supplements that you have been like, that is my go-to? Like that is, if I could only pick 1 to 2, this is what helps me overall with the quality of life?
It would certainly be turmeric. I just throw those in jams
big
down.
fan, big fan.
And magnesium, whether it's a magnesium drink, those are the magnesium. Just calm it down.
Okay, good.
I just feel just calm.
With the turmeric, is it pill form or is it powder form?
The turmeric powders.
Because I feel the powder is a little bit.
No, pills.
No,
I'm sorry,
I do
excuse me.
it's a pill. It's a powder in the
In
pill.
the pill.
But I do a lot of curry. Turmeric.
Yeah,
Turmeric's
that's what I'm saying. It seems like the stuff that you said is still like natural, like you could pull it and they just kind of create the powder. Whereas something like a vitamin D, they kind of do a combination of stuff that's
something
synthetic.
Lab-made,
So
They have to make a thing.
Yeah.
Turmeric is actually, you could just get it from the plant.
Yeah, get it from the store and let you straight on.
Like to even break it down on some other level, like there's evolution and stuff, but like we have not evolved beyond the thing that's still in the cave, frankly.
Yeah.
So as much as we have the internet and can fly to Japan in 12 hours, bruh, you're still pretty much in the cave.
Yeah.
What are you eating a fried thing for?
Yeah.
Because the body, the cells are like, I don't know how to process
Yeah,
this.
we're still
I
that
don't know what to do.
same, yeah.
The body doesn't know what to do with it, man. And so you just give them things that they can't use. And then over time, the nutritional deficit begins to build up, and then the disease sets in. Because the body's always going to correct.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I would love to be like Shaka strong, but this is how I'm built. So I just give myself the stuff to sort of be like this. And so to not have nutritional deficits, to not have sleep deficits, to not have deficits in general, so that the body can just be what it is. And that's, we're trying to add vitamins and, I can eat this, I can eat poorly, but excuse me, I just excuse me. I can eat poorly, but I bought this set of vitamins,
And I think,
I
we
can
fall
supplement with that. And no, bro, it doesn't work that way.
We
bro.
fall into that culture of thinking this will undo that,
Yeah.
rather
No.
than thinking of the body,
whole thing.
everything holistically.
Now, is there anything since you discovered that you had it's considered a disease, right?
Oh, it's absolutely.
So
a disease.
since you discovered that you had the diseases,
Disease.
do you look back at your life and look at have you looked back and like, well, maybe this kind of either eating or lifestyle could possibly have caused it, or are you like, I have no idea what?
Yeah, no, I think about that sometimes. Like maybe I should have went to bed a lot earlier in my 20s. Maybe I shouldn't have. I didn't eat that poorly.
That just
anyway.
leads to like depression, right?
Yeah,
you can't be like, well, shoot, if I just might stayed in that night, I might tell my mom I'm gonna go out.
Like that type of stuff.
Well,
No, it's true.
I mean, I think you look back. I mean, if you're introspective, I think sometimes you might be able to connect certain things. Like it might have been like every night you had a glass of wine, and the wine might not have been, that wine might have been the thing. Might not have been the thing for somebody else, but it might have been the thing for you. Or it could have been a certain food, or you could have just, because it seems like, I don't know.
I just think it's
before
so
the
hard
disease-
because you'll never get like an answer to that. Like if
Right.
it was smoking, I'd be like, okay, I shouldn't have smoked.
Right.
Like emphysema.
Right.
But I think it's just so hard with MS because you'll never, unless some new study breaks out, it's just so
Look,
tough.
they say there's no cure, and like it's real that there's no, bing, and you're good.
But Montel Williams got MS.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, he
And
got
he's been-
MS.
And he went vegan a long time ago.
But
right?
he ain't cured.
Yeah.
He'll tell you right now.
But he's still being able to treat it, and he's done it for like 20 years.
He's had that since we was young.
Yeah.
He's had that since like I was 10.
Yeah, but
12.
I mean, I don't know if he's balling like Montel, but Montel.
No, but
Close.
remember he.
He's like, not Magic Johnson money, but he got some.
But it's,
got Magic Johnson money?
Not like Magic, but he got some
But I'm
money.
saying, but it's still MS is one of those things though. It's like the money doesn't really help that much because it's still like a rare disease. So
Right.
like it's getting money for people to pay attention and research it more.
Yeah.
That's really it's not like there's things out there that are magical cures you can just pay for.
Well, I'm willing to bet there's certain tests that he might have access to, or certain supplements or things that he might have access to that the regular person might not. Because that's the same thing that happened with magic. Like I feel like if you're on a certain platform, you have that type of money.
Yeah.
You might have knowledge of some study in Timbuktu that you can fly to.
Well, no, I agree, but I think, and especially why you're so great at this is because MS doesn't get that sort of like, HIV, all hands was on deck.
Yeah.
Like everybody was like, let's throw everything to this. Yeah. So it's great because like, I think it's about only 400,000 people are currently diagnosed with MS. So kind of providing a platform for this rare disease is amazing. Yeah. So we're so glad to have you on World MS Day.
Oh, dude, it's great to be here. Like, thank you for having me. Yeah. Thank you for having me. Being a black man with multiple sclerosis, less than half of the people with MS are men. Yeah. And then less than half of them, about 15% of people overall with MS are black men.
So it's you and Montel Jordan.
So that me, Montel William, that guy from that 70s show. Like, no. Actually,
I was like,
no, I couldn't think of
I thought there was a black guy in the 70s show.
I couldn't think of any other famous people with the disease. But bottom line is if you look at across the broad swath of things, I'm not supposed to have things. I'm supposed to have this. I'm supposed to have diabetes or blood sugar or like whatever. My blood pressure is very low because I don't eat any meat and oil. Yeah. And when I switched from eating oil, my blood pressure went even more down. So there's all of these things that sort of you're not predisposed to when you sort of look back on it. But it stinks having MS, but I appreciate the changes in my life that I've had to do because of it, and really being someone that the MS community can sort of point to and be like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna switch and change my stuff. Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna get going because he's doing it. I see him on TV with a dog and Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah, I say keep it up, man, because I think you're inspiring a lot of kids with MS, kids without MS who are dealing with their own rare disease. So I think you're really helping those people out. So
I hope so. I'm just trying to deal. It's therapy for me, man, because this stuff is tough.
Well, thank you for joining us, man. We're happy to be a part of the therapy. Right?
I'm glad to be here. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
As always, guys, my name is Shaka Smith. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Shaka Strong.
Were you always introducing yourself as Shaka Smith?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Only the people that know me as Chuck Strong. Chuck Strong.
You can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. You can also find me on TMZ. We have Women's Pro Wrestling Weekly, Dear White People, Total Bellas. Just follow me on my social. You'll get all the tea at TK Trinidad.
Instagram, Damian Washington. Twitter, DDubs57. DamianWashington.com. Holler at your boy.
Come back in an hour for Queen Sugar on AfterBuzz. See you guys. From